Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah. Thank you so much for watching. In this video, I have one goal, and the goal is basically to provide you guys as much value as absolutely possible in however long it takes, maybe somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour, on a very practical how-to guide when it comes to reinventing yourself and ultimate God-conscious self-improvement. This is the one video you need. Okay, I might make several iterations of this video as I grow and learn and all that good stuff, but this is going to be a video that just no nonsense, no BS here. It is for anyone who actually cares about being a version of themselves that is faith oriented, that is powerful, that is resilient, that is skilled, that is healthy. This is for you. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed because I have people who are willing to pay pretty decent amounts of money to work with me. This content is completely free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There's not going to be any advertising in this video. This is just, I just want to give value. I just want this to be for people across the world who are, whether you're Muslim or someone who just believes, maybe you're not Muslim, but you believe in God. This is for you. Okay. God conscious self-improvement. Let's talk about it. Why do I talk about God conscious self-improvement? There are so many self-improvement gurus out there, right? Everyone has it. You just look up like how to improve yourself, self-improvement guide. You'll find so many people who are making claims that they have the ultimate guide of how you become this amazing version of yourself. To me, I call BS. I am a Muslim woman who's practicing, and I operate from a very different framework than the majority of the world. And if you are someone who is also Muslim and also practicing, then you operate from a very different framework than the rest of the world. So it didn't make sense to me that I was a Muslim person who was, extracting all this content for all of these self-improvement gurus who didn't reflect the same values that I have. Now, that doesn't mean that I wasn't deriving benefit, because there's a lot of benefit in a lot of the self-improvement content that's out there. But what I was saying is that it didn't specifically fall in line with my values. And a lot of times the self-improvement gurus that were Muslim or people who claimed self-improvement were they were lacking a lot of practicality. They were lacking a lot of practicality in the way they go about things. And I just felt like that makes it inaccessible to people who maybe don't have a tremendous amount of Islamic knowledge. And now I'm here trying to be better about, but then I'm getting a lot of fluff in it. Now I love our faith. I love the stories of our faith. I love the fluff, right? I enjoy that thoroughly. But when it comes to actually making yourself a better version of yourself, it's not enough to just be like, be a better Muslim. Okay, how? What do you do? Be a better person. What does that mean? Right? Develop a better character. Be like the Prophet. Okay, how? Are you just going to leave me to figure it out for myself? I was getting super frustrated about that. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to put this out there. I have over a decade of experience in Islamic community organizing. I would build these types of programs out with the goal of helping people to become better versions of themselves. I have 2 years of coaching experience, alhamdulillah. I practice medicine. I have a lot in my belt that kind of qualifies me to be able to create this content, provide this content, and alhamdulillah, it's been very well received thus far. So let's talk about it. This is your kind of no BS guide to reinventing yourself through God conscious self-improvement. So where do you start? The point that everyone needs to start, right? And this is if you're beginning, this is the first time you're coming across this, or maybe you've been kind of dabbling, but you don't know, is start with intention. I know it seems like a cop-out, but let me talk about this. We're talking God conscious self-improvement. The first hadith in basically most hadith books is إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Indeed, actions are by intention. Our deen is a deen of intention. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to get this right, our mindset right. The reason why we're doing something, He wants us to have that down pat before we proceed. That applies to self-improvement as well. You need to know what your intention is. Why are you engaging in the self-improvement? This is where a lot of the other SI, I'm going to start saying SI instead of self-improvement, by the way, SI gurus lose people, or where they misguide people, is that their intention for your self-improvement is not for your dunya and it's not for your akhirah, it's for strictly your dunya. It's make more money, get more girls, get more status. It's not become a person of value to other people. It's not, do things that are going to protect you from sin and lack of virtue. It's not to be a person who is honest and trustworthy and respectable. It's not build a palace for yourself in the akhirah, because you're only going to be on this earth for maybe max 100 years if you're lucky. Majority of us won't even be on this earth for 70 years. Who cares when you're old and decrepit if you have a Lamborghini in your backyard? What you should be caring about is, did the things that you've done, will they transcend your life and benefit you in a time where you're going to exist in a place for eternity? That's what you care about. Intention, get your intention straight. Okay, why are you doing this? Be straight. And listen, you can come back to your intention several times. You can have multiple intentions. You don't need just one. You can have multiple facets, or it's like, it can be like a web diagram, right? My intention is to become a better person, but through that, how am I doing it? I want to become a healthier, physically healthier version of myself. I want to become a wealthier version of myself. I want to become a more articulate or eloquent version of myself. You can have multiple intentions. But the overarching thing, if you're a Muslim, is your greatest intention is you want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right, so you've made the intention. What's next? You can't start anywhere if you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So this is where we get to part 2, which is conscious consumption. Conscious consumption is what is going to distinguish you from 95% of people who consume content. Conscious consumption means you are watching things, reading things, learning things, but you are doing it in a way that is intentional. You're not just scrolling on TikTok or on Instagram or going through YouTube videos because it's like, oh, it's interesting. You are specifically looking for the things that are going to benefit you, and you're deriving that benefit from it. So you're going to look for the people who represent the version of you that you want to be, and you are going to watch their content. You're going to consume their content. Okay, that's basically it, right? So what's a practical way to do this? Well, pretty straightforward. Go on your phone and scroll across your social media if you have social media. If there's a person who does not represent the version of you that you want to be, or it's actually an account that is pulling you towards the devilish, satanic version of yourself, then you are going to hit unfollow. If it's something that is just pulling at your desires, let's say you're a man and you're following a really a woman who her entire brand is just about her body. You're almost a man. You're supposed to be lowering your gaze. That doesn't serve you. That doesn't serve the version of you that is trying to strive to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You unfollow. Maybe you're following someone that actually makes you feel very bad about yourself. It doesn't motivate you to do better. It makes you wallow in pain. You unfollow those people. You start looking for people, and you don't have to do this all in one day. Sometimes things just get recommended, right? The algorithms will recommend things to us. You follow the people that are representing the version of you and the qualities that you want to achieve. Step 3. As you're doing all of this conscious consumption, you need to have in the back of your mind, you're different. You do God conscious self-improvement. You don't just do regular schmegular self-improvement. So all the, the go to the gym and get big, and I'm going to teach you how to get, 5 girls in one day. That doesn't work for you, because you care about God conscious self-improvement. Again, who cares about your Lamborghini in the backyard when you're dying alone, right? And there's an akhirah, and you're going to meet your Lord. So as you're going through there, when you're coming across people who are like, it's giving you the ick, or it's making you feel like this doesn't really seem like a Muslim is supposed to be doing it, you take notice of that. Like, it's telling you something, because what's happening is you're building a value system, and maybe you don't know what your values are. Most people don't. Most people, if I was to ask you, hey, name me your top 5 values, you wouldn't be able to. It's an exercise. You actually have to sit down with a list of values and be like, this is what I value the most, and this is what I value the most, right? For me, it's faith, family relationships, service to the deen. Like, those are top values of mine, right? And the only way I figured those out is I literally had a list of values, and I pulled from them, and I kept cutting them down until I had 5. And I thought, what are the 5 that I couldn't live with? And those were my top 5 values. But you're building a value system as it's going. You're starting to figure out who is aligning with this value system and who's not. Now, does this mean that you have to completely nix everyone who doesn't align fully with your values? No, because you might be able to derive benefit from other things that they post, right? Maybe there's someone who's like extremely, dunya oriented. All they care about is status and wealth and power, but then they're really good at, I don't know, like business and marketing, and you're trying to build a business and you're an entrepreneur, you can consume that content because they're teaching you skills. Does that make sense? So 1, 2, 3. What's next? What do we do next when we're trying to go through our God Conscious S.I journey, right? We're trying to reinvent ourselves. You're consuming the content, and the reality of it is you should be getting sick of the person you are. And this is what I mean by that. When you're consuming a bunch of content and you're seeing all those people who are leveling up in their lives, I have a whole series called the Level Up series on my TikTok, by the way, guys. If you don't follow me on TikTok, it's at Hannah the PA. Hannah, Hana, the PA. It's also the tag name is going to be in the description as well. But I have a whole series where it's just a level up series, like little tidbits and things that you can do to allow yourself to be a more efficient, powerful, better version of yourself. You're watching people level up, right? It should start to agitate you a little bit. There's a part of your soul that's going to be like, no, I want to do better for myself. Like, I want to be a version of myself that goes beyond what I am right now. I'm not proud of where I am yet. I'm not satisfied with I am. That agitation, I want you to like appreciate that, okay? Because that agitation is going to keep coming and it's going to keep hitting you until you're finally man enough or woman enough to do something about it. So take that agitation and like really appreciate it, okay? So as you're getting agitated, this is a practical example. What are you going to do? Inevitably, there are going to be all these things that come up in your mind of the things that you want to change about yourself. And we're all works in progress. There's always going to be a lot that we want to, right? You can only go up, right? When you're doing self-improvement, there's only up. So there's a lot you can do. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, but start pulling. It's like, maybe you're not satisfied with where you are education-wise. Maybe you're not satisfied with where your relationship with Allah is. Maybe you don't like the way your marriage looks, right? Your relationship with your spouse looks. You don't like where you are financially. You don't like the way your body looks. Whatever it is, all of these things are going to come up for you, right? You need to become a documenter. Listen, again, we're not trying to be the 90%. We're trying to be the 10%, right? We're trying to be the 10% of people who are actually going to do the things and be able to sustainably change their lives. Most people, everyone has goals. Everyone has things that they're going to do. What distinguishes people is who's actually able to sustain themselves to reach their goals. Now, I have another video. I talked about the principle of gradualism. It's called, the video is basically about patience during hardship. Go watch that video after this one if you have not yet watched it, because I'm not going to speak about gradualism too much, right? But the point is, this is all about gradualism. You have all of these things that you want to change about yourselves. Start documenting them on your phone. Buy a special journal that's your self-improvement journal. Basically, that's a tongue twister. Have a Google Doc. I don't care where you have it. I use Google Docs because it's virtual. It's only accessible, like it's accessible through my laptop and my phone, so it's easy to access. Or I would have it on my notes page, whatever. What are the things that you want to change, right? I want to change I'm gonna give superficial examples because those are the easiest ones to kind of talk about practically. I want to change my body. I want to change my money. Okay, coolio. You have 2 things, right? And you have this long list of things that you want to change. Okay, as you are looking at all of this, it doesn't make sense to try to change everything at once, right? You have several years, inshallah, unless God writes that your life ends earlier than then. But you have, inshallah, in your mind, you have plenty of time to be able to knock things out. So what you need to think about is which one of these are the most pressing matters. Which one is the one that's going to have the longest term effect and the most powerful impact, and which one is also going to drive the most satisfaction for you in this instance, starting off, so that you can use that like good feeling you get to motivate you. For a lot of people, it is the physical aspect. There's a reason why so many people start their self-improvement journeys going to the gym, right? Yes, for some people it's aesthetics, and I don't think that's a problematic goal at all. I think, as individuals, it's okay to want to look healthier, right? To look physically more attractive in a way, however you perceive that, right? So long as it doesn't derail Islamic values, and it doesn't go against Islamic values, right? You shouldn't be seeking or having a personal goal to do something that is haram. That is not God conscious self-improvement. But choose something. So for a lot of people, again, it's going to be the gym. So let's say that's your starting point. Okay, now you have this thing, and you need to start going about operating off of this goal, right? That you have this goal of changing your body, right? And you need to break down what are the things that I need to do to get there. Go back to the beginning, right? Conscious consumption. Now we're going to start consciously consuming from the people, because we started with your conscious consumption journey. You started with like a more broad range of people who maybe were interesting to you, maybe about topics you thought. But now you've already zeroed in on something that you want to do. You want to reinvent yourself on. So now you need to consciously consume from the people on that specific goal. So you're going to look for the fitness coaches and the trainers and the people who exemplify the kind of person you want to be in that specific way. And you'll find these niches have a range of personalities. You might want to follow the fitness trainers who are no BS, very strict, very intense, you might want to follow the ones that are more body positive and body inclusive. Who cares? It really depends on what you need, right? And the kind of person you are. I prefer the ones that are a little more body positive, body inclusive. I actually really enjoy following physical trainers and fitness influencers who are over the age of 50. I know that sounds weird, females over the age of 50, but for me, when I see that, as I'm going to the gym and I'm building my, muscle capacity, I'm weight training, I love seeing women who are in their 50s, because I look and I'm like, wow, like, look at what they're able to do in their age. They're not just following this traditional, what we think happens when you turn 50, which is all of a sudden you lose so much muscle mass and you become, you lose the ability to do a lot of the things that you would have been able to do in your 20s. These women are still able to do that. I want to be that. So you choose the type of people on that specific goal who are going to help you do that. You build a plan. There are so many free resources when it comes to all of these things, because people want to just provide you guys value. Capitalize on that. But even like, let's say you maybe you don't necessarily want to do that. There's a lot of stuff that is not super expensive. Maybe it's $25 for like a coaching program booklet that you can follow, and it'll tell you the workouts to do and how many reps and how many sets and progressive overload and all of this good stuff. So you have it now, and you didn't really pay a crazy amount of it. Self-improvement doesn't have to be expensive. You could do it completely for free if you want to, but God conscious self-improvement does not have to be expensive. You're consciously consuming, and now you're building a plan. So you need to find the resources to help you commit to that plan. So now you're doing that. Okay. You start, you have this goal, and it's like, okay, perfect. I'm going to start going to the gym, and I'm going to start going Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to focus on this plan that I have, right? And I'm just going to do that. What's next? Okay, now you've got your plan. You figured out what you want to do. What you need to do is play the long game. There are a lot of things I repeat over and over in my videos, because these are the principles of God conscious self-improvement. Play the long game. Islam is a religion of discipline, gradualism. These are all, right, be practical. These are things that you have to embrace if you want to reinvent yourself. Play the long game. Don't overwhelm yourself so much that you're going to give up in a single week. Do what you can do to know that you're going to be able to sustain this for minimum 3 months, right? And so that way, as you're doing it slowly but surely, you want to change something up, you can. You want to change a workout here, you can. But you're building the reps, you're getting the reps, and you're getting the time, and you're showing yourself, and you're showing your brain, more importantly, the brain that has prior to this not been able to commit to anything more than 2 weeks. You're showing, hey, we can do something. We can sustain action for week after week after week after week. And then when we slowly start to fall off, we give ourselves grace and push us right back, and we modify our plan, right, to like achieve that. Go through the reps and play the long game. Think about, I want to be doing this from a year from now, right? Now you're playing it, you're doing the reps, you're playing the long game. What happens if you just hit a wall? Okay, reinventing yourself tip number, I lost account of where we're at. You need to look at whatever it is that goal is. You need to sit back down. Remember that documentation we talked to? You're going to be a documenter. Go back and you're going to be like, okay, I said that this was my goal. How do I still, is this still, does this still hold value to me, right? Is this still something that is important to me? If yes, then what can I do to make sure I'm meeting this goal, but in a way that aligns with the season I'm at in life? So you need to modify your plan. Reinventing yourself means you need to go back to your plan over and over again throughout your life and be like, I need to change it, because the things you're able to do in your early 20s, a little less responsibility, very different than what you're able to do in your 30s. Maybe you're married, maybe you're starting to have kids, or you already have kids, or during a season in life when you like have a lot of work responsibility. You need to adjust your plan for the season of life you're in. So maybe it's like, okay, well, I used to go into the gym early in the morning, but now I'm working late nights and it's not, and I'm waking up and I'm so tired and I end up falling back asleep, or I feel exhausted the rest of the day. Okay, so maybe maybe you start going in the afternoon or in the evening, right? Or you had an injury or you have something, a health issue, now you can't go to work out the way you used to. Okay, there are several other ways to work out. So maybe we're not doing, high impact cardio anymore because it hurts whatever you injured. Maybe we're doing low impact cardio, right? Maybe we're focusing on more weight training, but we're avoiding whatever the injury. Maybe we're working with a physical therapist or a trainer who is specifically trained in how to deal with certain injuries. Lots of different ways that you can go about this, right? You need to figure out how to modify your plan based on seasons. Now, this is something this next thing I'm going to say is not like I was going one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something that you can plug in at really any point. Ideally, it's ideal to do it earlier when you're, getting the reps in of whatever you're trying to reinvent yourself on. But also you can delay it if needed. And that is, you build a community around you. So what does that mean when you build a community around you? You need to find the people who basically share the same goal as you. You need to find those people, because when you have those people around you who share the same goal, those are the people who you are going to motivate, and they're going to motivate you. And when you're falling off, they're going to be the ones to hold you accountable. And they're also going to be the people that you just bond through this like greater value that you have, right? When I think about goals in general, what I think about is there's a value, there's something that you value. And then there is a category, and then there's a goal, and then there's a plan. So the value might be health, and then the category might be physical health, and then the goal might be get myself, going to the gym or go to the gym, however. And then you can divide that into like sub goals of like, I want to focus on weight training, or maybe I want to focus more on like cardiac health. So you're doing more cardio work, or maybe it's like I want to do more mobility work, or maybe it's a mix of all three. And then you have the plan of how you're going to do it. That's a kind of hierarchy of how I think. I'm actually going to write that down. Give me 1 second, y'all, because sometimes when you get a good breakdown, you need to figure out how to qualify it for people. So we're talking value, and then from that value, we have a category, and then we have a goal. Perfect. Cool, yeah. So have a community of people around you who are going to just basically be there to enjoy. And the self-improvement community in general, like those communities tend to be really cool to be a part of. The God Conscious self-improvement community, y'all, we're a different game. We're a different breed, right? Because we're in it for the long game for real, because we're in it for the akhirah too, right? It's like you are around people who share values that are very similar to you, but like there's so much encouragement because they truly want to see you thrive and succeed in the highest form possible, right? And when you're doing this work also, like don't be surprised if other people around you start doing the same. When I was kind of going through my own physical health journey and getting myself into the gym and things like that, my sisters were actually doing the same. And so now we're able to push one another, and we have very different goals, right? Some might be doing it for more so like medical reasons. Others are doing it for hormone health. Others are like, we all have different goals, but the point is we all have the same value, which is health. And so we're able to push one another and share resources with one another, right? I'm like, my sister will share certain workout videos with me. I'm like, oh, this is cool. It doesn't fit what I need. This is not what my goal is, but I really appreciate it, right? point is that there's like a good sense of encouragement. Cool. You've gotten through all of this video, right? It's been 25 minutes and you're there. You actually genuinely care about your God conscious self-improvement. I think I maxed out what I can talk about, at least for right now, when it comes to God conscious self-improvement. I hope that this was practical. I hope that this is really practical for you guys, because I really think that a lot of people are stunting their growth because they're kind of scared of what to start. That's the reason, or where to start. That's the reason I made this video. I just want you guys to have like, okay, step one, I'm going to start consciously consuming. I'm going to start figuring out, you know, who to like, I'm going to build an intention. All of these things that you do, you now have the guide. Start doing it. Don't come back to this video and comment below it didn't work until you got through all of the steps, and then you just recycle through them, right? I hope that this was helpful, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, if you like these kinds of video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps to get this video out, and the algorithm helps other people benefit from this. You get the hasanat, you get the good deeds from it as well if anyone sees your video because of an action you took. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I make God conscious self-improvement content. And please feel free to comment below and share this video. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.